Hello, well, welcome back. Here, another installment for you. Today I just thought I would put a quick video up showing you how to use the spare channel on your 4-channel TQi to switch something remotely. Like say you're using this like I am in a Stampede. I don't need the 4-channel technically, I only need the 2-channel, right? So I'm going to use that spare channel to switch on LEDs or whatever I feel like, essentially. I've wired it up so I can switch whatever plugged into these two leads. So when it's all said and done, I'm actually going to have 2 light kits permanently hard lined in, one into the bumper here, and then a light canister in the front here, so that during the day I can leave them off. Nighttime I flip a switch and they come on. I don't have to plug anything in, don't even have to think about it once it's installed. So I just thought I'd run you through how to accomplish this. It's fairly straightforward, fairly simple. The wiring that comes with the switch in question, sorry about that, but this is what I use to accomplish this task. It's a Turnigy Reciever Controlled on-off switch. Now it looks like that. It's basically got 2 red wires coming out of it, and then the 3 wire to plug right into your receiver. Now the directions that come with it aren't, yeah, I guess they're alright. If you know what you're doing, you'll figure it out, but if you don't, or if you're not necessarily wiring it up, like they have a couple different diagrams in here if you're running a BEC or not, and yada yada yada. So I thought I'd explain this a little better so that someone else might have a little easier of a time than I did. So basically you have the switch, right, plugged into your receiver, and then you have 2 reds. So essentially you need to feed power right from your battery to one side of the switch. The other half of the switch goes directly to the load. In this case this is going to be the LEDs. So I ran power to one half, then I ran the other red directly to this light harness, right? Now this is to the red. Now the black coming back from this harness has to tie in to a common ground. You'll notice I have black running to my battery. So that's essentially it. You run a power right from your battery to one side of the switch. Other side of the switch goes directly to the load, which is this red. Now the black that comes back in here hooks up to this and carries itself back to the battery, to the common ground. If you do that, it'll work no problem. Okay, so just to show you what I'm talking about here, essentially you just flip your switch and boom, there's light, or whatever. You know, you could be monitoring temperatures, use that switch to flip on an auxiliary fan, whatever. Now one thing I need to point out here that's very, very important is no matter what you're supplying, like the switch is drawing power directly from the pack. So essentially you're supplying pack voltage to whatever you're powering. In this case it's this LED light set. Well, this set comes, it's got a circuit board in here right there that limits the voltage coming in to 5 volts for the light set. So I cannot overpower these lights. Most LEDs will have a resistor either wired in line or in parallel to them all to limit that incoming voltage, so you don't damage it, right? So anyways, okay, now I hooked this fan up. This is a Hobby Wing, little 5-volt fan, so it's advertised. Now I plugged this directly in here. I flipped it on as I was testing it. Holy man, this fan screams. Like it's running twice as fast as it was off of the receiver, right? When you run it off 5 volts here. So when I plugged it in, this thing, like I said, this thing gets wails. Now, if I was running 4S, I guarantee you I would have cooked this fan. I'm fairly certain this fan's rated for 12 volt, as most of these come out of computer applications, which is a 12 volt power supply. So I ran it off of this pack, which a fully charged 3S pack is going to put out 12.6 volts. So a little bit over voltage, but not too bad. I ran it for a while, didn't seem to get hot or anything, so I would be comfortable running it on 3S voltage. However, you plan to run 4S, you will cook this fan. You're putting you know, for 16 volts or something to it, right? So keep that in mind. Whatever you're powering will draw pack voltage. So in this case, my fan just gets wired right back in the receiver, and whatever's coming out of here, I'll have to limit the current, right? So if you're using an LED light kit, like most people do these days, you'll be fine. Most LEDs have the resistors in line, but just keep that in mind. This switch can provide up to 10 amps of power. Now 10 amps, if you're going to run that, you need to run at least 18 gauge wire to it, or you will melt your insulation. You'll cook the wire. So anyway, I hope this video helps somebody out there. Yeah, like I said, the wiring is very straightforward. Just hook up 2 lines right off your battery. Run one of them to one side of the switch. Other side of the switch goes to your load. That black common from the load has to come back to the black of your battery. You do that, it'll work perfectly. So I hope this helps somebody. Any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below, and I'll be happy to help you out.